Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Emergent Gamer Podcast. This is episode 246. We're still trapped. We're still locked in here. And I'm here with two other pseudo-intellectual gamers like myself. I'm here with Neo Ayoshi.
So, yeah. Oh, sorry.
And Felix Hergood.
I thought you were going to say my name. Yeah, this is Felix Hergood.
Did I know, dude? You got to wait for it.
I fucked up.
You were so ready to get on the show.
God damn, I haven't been here in like 2 weeks.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
This is why being in person is so important.
We were just literally talking about how this is convenient, but not as like crisp and clear as in person.
Fingers up, guys. Fingers up.
Oh, God. That's the old lesson.
Those of you who listen via audio, I want to tell you that I am reaching Wolverine status with my beard and hair. It is out of control, and I need to shave my head, but I don't want to.
Man, haircuts are going to be a thing. I'm about to start looking up YouTube tutorials and watching.
I just imagine going back to work and just like looking like just grizzled former husk of what I used to look like, all clean.
I mean,
there's like two options. There's like grow a beard and don't let your hair grow, or like shave it, like what Felix did.
Yeah, I can't handle. I can't handle the weird bald spot on the back of my head anymore. So this is going to be a pretty common look from the future, from now on out.
Word.
It's a personal, insecurity of my own. So
sure,
can't handle it.
Well, like always, guys, we got some news, we got some updates on what we're doing, and just general, fun, dumb shit on the internet. So we want to dive into what we've been doing, playing.
Yeah. Who wants to start?
Neo, and we're gonna hit some news points later, Neo.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way we do it.
Yeah.
That's how we do. Yeah. Let me start. I'll start by getting the other stuff out of the way. Monster Hunter has been a game that I've been consistently playing, and
you're still on that.
Still playing Monster Hunter. That last week,
dude,
I beat the boss of Iceborne, but the game doesn't stop there. Yeah, the game doesn't stop. And let me tell you, the boss fight was epic because he is like an anime character. He has multiple forms, and he just keeps getting crazier and stronger. And it's nutso fight. First, he's covered in stone, and then he sheds his stone armor, and he's like this other dragon. It's insane. It's something. But the game keeps going from there. They don't make you. They take you to something called the Guided Lands, which is like a combo mashup of all of the areas you visited, and they're kind of like melded together, and you just go on crazy hunts, and then you build a meter up as you're hunting different monsters, and then you unlock newer tempered monsters to fight. And this is part of the game's progression to get new gear and new items.
Is that after the boss fight you get to this place?
This is after you watch the credits, and like they throw you back into the town, and they're like, okay, well, guess what? You got more stuff to do. There's more armor to unlock. There's other monsters that they keep releasing, because like this week on PC, Monster Hunter is releasing the Furious Rajang. I can't say these names.
I can't say any names of the Monster Hunter monsters.
There's like a monkey monster that they're releasing, and then there's another variant of the monster, the Brachiodeos, which is I call him the snot monster. We also nicknamed him Murray in my stream. We call all the monsters just like random people names, like Barry.
You can't pronounce the name, so why not?
So we code named them. The boss of the game, we called Rashida Jones because because
I'm a big fan of that.
Her name, because the monster's name is like Shara Ishvala, and we just go what?
That sounds about right.
You're Rashida Jones now, and that's what we're calling you.
It's like how we were naming bosses in Destiny 1.
No, Destiny 1. They all got different names.
They all had different names,
yeah. Some of them are not appropriate for 2020, so we're not going to retread some of those.
For the lewd channel only.
It was a different time.
We named one monster the Tigrex after like Gary, that guy who shows up at a party and you never want to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So like we codenamed him Gary because he always shows up in the middle of a fight with someone else and just wants to get involved in whatever conversation.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that finishes someone's joke. Man, I hate that
the guy you're like, oh,
it's part of it. It's the whole persona.
Yeah. So that's his code name. So anyway, Monster Hunter, expect more Monster Hunter streams from me because it's just an easy game for me to pick up and start fighting things, and there's always something to work toward in that game.
Yeah, like new armor sets from all the monsters you're killing.
Oh yeah, and like right now,
fill out your collection, all that.
I'm hyper focusing my build now. Like I'm filling out all the weapon types that I can. Like I might even dive into new weapons that I haven't really played with before. So like that, there's always something to chase, which is pretty cool. I love that.
Nice.
the next thing I'll talk about now, I don't know if you want to save this or jointly talk about it. I got Animal Crossing and I got Resident Evil 3. So
I would
Trip,
talk.
would you
do Animal Crossing? Right?
Well, yeah, do Animal Crossing because then I can hop into that because really I've done nothing besides that in the past couple weeks. So we can chat about that and then roll into RE3, and Felix will talk about his RE3 live production meeting on the show.
Hell yeah. So Trip, I've been playing lots of Animal Crossing, like furious amounts of this game, and it's I before the show I called it simultaneously the best game I've ever played and quite possibly the worst thing I've ever played, because
it just sucks your entire existence and attention into it.
It's doing chores of the game, right? Like
what in your personalities? What in your personalities inherently make this fun?
The game allows you to like be creative. It's cute, and at the same time, you feel like you're being productive because everything happens in real time. So like right now, as we sit here, my game's off, but like I know tomorrow morning when I log in, I'll have a new room in my house. I am relocating. I'm in the infrastructure planning phase of my game.
So even though the game is not on, work is getting done.
The things are happening. Yes.
If you put plans in like to be built, it'll happen just normally when the day switches over.
Because it just updates the clock in the machine and then updates your territory.
Yep, and then sun sets with the real time sun. Like everything happens. Stores close and open at different times.
You guys did say in an episode that the weather follows actual weather you are.
I don't think it does.
I don't know if that's true.
Mine has. It hasn't been like immediate to my like specific location, but it's been close enough generally to like match up.
To be like,
kind of wild.
Okay.
Like maybe there's
it was raining and it was raining in my game. Just then it stops and it stops in the game.
So I gotta tell you,
for sure.
I found a pattern. You can like import patterns from the internet, which is pretty cool. Have you played with this, Trip?
I think we talked about that on the last show.
Yeah.
So I found a perfect pattern for laying like brick pathing along. So what I've been doing is I've been moving, like, because you can only move one building a day and move or delete a structure per day. So you have to wait in real time for this all to happen. I have been simultaneously moving buildings like uniformly, so it's like a neighborhood, and then laying brick pathing between all the buildings and making it look like a neighborhood. Like, and I have like a gorgeous fountain in the center greeting people as they come off the airport. And like,
it costs so much fucking money to move your neighbors around.
That's why we play in the stonk market. We're playing that stonks.
Turnips can eat my ass, dude.
What's it called? The fake stock market?
It's the stock market.
On Sunday.
The stock market.
On Sunday, someone comes through and sells turnips. There will be a different price for you versus everyone else.
On every island differently,
Yeah, so you have your own island, obviously. Anyone in the game has their own island, and then in turn, turnip price on the island. You can choose to invest however much money you have or want to in keeping turnips, and then throughout the week, for the next 6 days, every day, the people in the shop will have a different price in the morning and in the afternoon to sell your turnips on your island. So the goal obviously is to sell them higher than you bought them. Why I say they can eat my ass is because you can't put them in your house's storage. Nope. And they only stack up to like, I think 100, like, which is like 10, what they call 10 in a stack in your inventory. So you just have to like dump them all over your house. And I'm like, it looks like shit. I don't want to deal with it.
I tweeted a picture of my full inventory of turnips, and then the floor around me was covered in turnips. Like I just buried my house in turnips.
No thanks. But like you can make a lot of money, dude. Like I've seen people have like 5, like, so roughly you'll maybe buy turnips for like 93 bells a turnip, just, you know, for an example, right?
Yeah.
I've seen people
bells
sometimes posting like,
bells is the
like
currency.
I've seen people say they have like 500 something bell prices per turnip. So at that point, like, yeah, you're a fucking millionaire, but it's so much work.
So luckily in the kind of funny we have an Animal Crossing chat. And every Sunday, everyone in chat goes, "All right, guys, what's your belt? What's your turnip prices?"
Right. I've seen it happen in our Discord too. Just fucking.
Yeah, I think last week I opened my island and then just like, you know, I'm gonna make lunch. Let everyone just come through and sell their bells or sell their turnips. And this week we did the same thing again, and I now have like over 5 million bells. So now I'm like, yeah, now I can do like infrastructure. Now I can like actually like.
It's just
expand.
A whole thing.
It is a whole thing.
Like I get it, but
I'm a freaking addict right now in this, and it's scary. The game's fun though. Like it's got a little bit of Stardew and a little bit of the Minecraft like-ness to it. You can be creative at some points. My current goal is to get KK Slider, the musician in the world, to come perform in my in my island, so I can raise the value of it, I guess you could say.
That's a fictional
and then,
NPC thing?
Yeah, you can buy his music in game, and you can play it.
Okay,
like,
you're not talking. I thought
yeah.
maybe you were talking about another player somewhere in the world.
No, he's like a celebrity in the game. He writes music. People love his music. He's a little dog that plays a guitar, sits on a stool.
Okay,
he's, very chill.
You can buy his tracks. Yeah.
If your island gets big enough and popular enough, he will come and perform a show there, and that's the end of the game. Like the credits roll once that happens.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's done. But after that, you can buy the terrain modifying tool and then actually like start changing your island's layout, literally, like where rivers go, where mountains are, where cliffs are, stuff like that. And then at that point, it's just literally a creation game. Make your island look how you want, earn money, buy shit, decorate.
And clearly,
whatever.
people have gotten to that point and are now creating
yeah.
elaborate islands.
A lot of people have.
Anything funny?
I've seen some really cool designed islands. I haven't seen anything silly. I've seen like beautiful like Japanese style gardens and
Like somebody didn't do like 2 islands that look like a pair of tits or anything?
I saw someone carve out send nudes, and that shows up on the map. So when you look at your island map, it's very clearly just says send nudes on the whole outline. It's pretty funny.
I saw somebody. Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. The nudes distracted me.
Yeah, they always do. Designing islands, changing islands, infrastructure, construction.
I think it's gone. But anyway, yeah, I'm playing this game like I would play like SimCity now, like just like doing infrastructure changes and stuff. So I'm pretty psyched on that.
Yeah, that's the long-term game, obviously. Like what you do, honestly, after you beat the game story-wise and get the ability to like change everything and do everything. I mean, you have a museum to fill out by collecting bugs and fish, and that shit changes literally by the month, the real life month.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. The game has like in-game events that happen. So like this month, Felix, it's like Easter.
Oh God, fuck this event.
And I am definitely very tired of it because
burying.
There are eggs. There are eggs hidden everywhere on your island, and they come in via balloon. Like you can pop them, and it's literally like every 5 seconds there's a new balloon with these stupid eggs, and you dig up holes with eggs, and they come out of the trees. They grow on the trees. They're in the rocks, and like all I want are like the materials, not this egg stuff. But apparently, if you craft every Easter thing, you get like another thing, and I don't like the Easter stuff that much. So like
it's not great.
I'm with you on that one, but.
You get like a bunny costume?
Yes.
Yeah, you can craft all that dumb shit.
You can craft it, yeah.
But like what sucks is when you go fishing for something or when you go to dig up materials, you might sometimes get an egg instead of the actual thing you want. You're like, I don't fucking want an egg. This is dumb as shit.
I was digging here for a fucking reason.
Right.
I really like the sakura petals, the cherry blossom petals. Huge fan of that.
Yeah, they're cool.
Because right now it's spring, they're flowing around your island. You can catch them and they will you can craft I crafted like a sweet bonsai plant. There's a bunch of cool like sakura themed sakura's cherry blossoms in Japanese. A bunch of cherry blossom themed things, which I dig that thing. That looks aesthetically pleasing to me.
Yeah. Make little piles of them laying all over your property.
Yes, I want to do more of those. I want to make more of those. Because I think it's very pretty.
Yeah, that's the long-term game. The collecting all your shit, designing,
trading with your friends,
making it your home.
And getting a rock star dog to come sing at your island.
That's the dream, man.
That's it.
That's the game. That's the game.
I can completely understand.
Sure.
And I'm not going to go so far as to say empathize, but I'm going to say sympathize with people who are trapped in quarantine and the world is bleak, and this is cute and lovable and not bleak. So
it's definitely. It's keeping my spirits up.
Yeah, I can sympathize with that.
For sure.
I get it.
But yeah, what about you, True? How's your island coming?
It's good, man. I'm not that far ahead. I have to put the campsite down, which then is the thing that triggers, like, I think the last 3 or 4 people to then do the KK thing. But I'm just like, earning money, upgrading my house. I buy all of the cosmetic shit that is on either my or my friend's islands. Like, just
how are you space wise?
I have a lot of space.
Oh, you're not running out of storage?
No. I have to do more. Like I have to like plant more shit and just make more shit, honestly. But I'm pretty good. It's been minimal. Like the maintenance has slowed down for sure, but it's fun to pop in every day, obviously.
Hell yeah, it is.
It's gonna be around for a long time, so I'm definitely okay with not rushing through it. You know, like
Yeah, I don't want
at least be playing it for a year to finish up my museum.
Oh yeah, because it's like everything's like monthly, like all the edition stuff. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely. I don't understand people who want to like time travel and like quick burn the game.
Yeah, I have no hard against that.
This game is not made like you're gonna literally just kill the game for yourself.
Those always exist though. I don't understand.
I know
they exist in Fallout too. I don't get it.
Yeah, it just and like the game is designed specifically for the purpose of like, okay, come back tomorrow, see what new items are here, like like see like your progress like come up. So like it's like, why burn it out? Just enjoy it in little pieces. That's what it's there for. It's a little cut piecemeal game. But anyway, you guys want to talk about the next thing?
Let's do the thing.
All right.
The big scary new thing.
Felix, let's hear it. So I finished Resident Evil 3 last night.
Good.
And I'm prepping to.
What run did you do? Who'd you do?
He's like,
oh, you don't have a choice in the beginning.
You do.
Did you?
I played it on normal.
No, but do you have a choice between which character you play?
There is no character choice.
I thought you can play as you can't play as the other
Jill,
dude?
baby.
I don't. Without spoiling it, it's just Jill.
Okay, good.
I'm just gonna.
So it's not like Resident Evil 2 where I end up playing as Carlos.
It's not. And the original
Why
game.
am I picking his hair? Who cares?
Well, you see, you gotta get a little further.
Okay.
You're not there yet, but the original game did the same thing. You're just Jill, and Carlos was a factor in that version as well. And I don't want to spoil it for you. I think that's spoiler.
Fine. Don't
territory.
You're not.
Just let it.
I don't want you to spoil it.
You asked for no spoilers, Felix.
In our
chat.
I asked that there was 2 runs. That's all I was asking. 2 different character runs. That's what I was asking.
Don't ask for what you don't want.
That's not a spoiler.
I can tell you this. The way the game is laid out, I'll tell you my my play time from beginning to end was about a little under 5 hours. So it's a very quick burn of a game. Like it's a very quick like breeze through. And the way they lay this game out, because there's no B run and there's no like alternate routes like in Resident Evil 2, they give you a currency after they rate you at the end. They give you a currency and you go into a little mini shop and you can go, okay, well now I want to go in with these weapons or these upgrades or like these things specifically. And then you can do your next run bringing in different weapons and different items into your run.
You know what that's like? That's just like Tofu, Mr. Tofu. Tofu run.
Except you're just playing the same game again.
That's what you do with Tofu.
Tofu is his own little mini.
Tofu is the same run every single time. It takes 10 minutes to do it, and each time you go through, you can potentially unlock new weapons to go in and run it again with newer weapons.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, like
in this case, you're playing the campaign again, though, the same campaign.
Right.
Like
the way Tofu works is you start with a knife. Like your first run is just only a knife, and then you get to the end, and you might unlock if you do it fast enough or whatever, or find an unlock. You unlock. Eventually, you can get to the point where you do a Tofu run where your main weapon is a rocket launcher.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. So that's like the mini game at the end of Resident Evil 2. If anyone listening is not clear.
Oh, that's cool. I see. I never did that. I got to the end of my 4th run, and I never finished my 4th run
of Tofu.
Of the AB.
Oh, of the regular game. Yeah. No, Tofu. I don't even know how you unlock Tofu. I forgot. But Tofu is. I never got that far, dude. I only did successfully 1 run of Tofu. That was just one. All right, go ahead. Nice. I didn't want to cut you off.
So
keep going.
I can tell you right now, this is definitely a very different game than Resident Evil 2. I think they toned down the survival up, the like action fast pacedness of it. They adding because they gave Jill a dodge, which I saw you noticed about it. And Nemesis doesn't.
We're gonna get into the dodge.
We'll get into that.
Nemesis doesn't pursue you like Mr. X does, where he's just an ominous figure who is constantly like moving in your direction, right? Nemesis just shows up at specific events and at specific times. And what else can I say? I felt like by the end I didn't. I was like, what? This just like it just like ends. It just like you did it. You like. I'm playing the game and I go, oh no, I'm like, I can already feel like this is like coming down. I was kind of disappointed that it was like so short. Honestly, I felt like it could have been a little bit longer, but they did add the.
Did you play the previous Nemesis, like the old one?
Yeah, well, back when it came out, yeah. I played the original 2 way more than I did 3. I played the
Never
crap
played
out of the
3.
original.
I feel like it's a lot of people when I talk about what they played in terms of the old games.
I never.
1 and 2 were the ones I definitely were playing the most.
I was checked out of Resident Evil by the time 3 came out.
Yeah, and then at that time, Code Veronica was actually about to come out as well, because I know that was also supposed to be the original 3. Code Veronica was supposed to be 3 at the time, but they pushed it back to Dreamcast like later.
Do you remember Code Veronica being structurally different than this game? Did it?
Yeah. Code Veronica is 100% different. That stars Claire.
Did that have the back and forth, like of 2 characters again? Did they go back to that?
Oh God, I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember.
The only thing I remember about Code Veronica is this is spoilers for like a 20-year-old game. You get to the end and you fight a tyrant on a plane, and I got stuck in this moment and I kept dying constantly because I didn't know how to get this tyrant off the plane.
Something sounds familiar.
And I quit. Yeah, I quit. Yeah. That was like back in the day though. But I can tell you right now that I think for you, Felix, this Resident Evil will be more, because like the puzzles are very toned down. Like it's not nearly like finding the key to open the door and check all the rooms, because they keep pushing you linearly through the game. And it's not
just to focus on the story, really.
Correct.
There are things you can clearly miss though.
Yeah, like you get options to like backtrack if you want, but once you leave an area, like once you leave that first area that you're in, you're not really coming back to it. And after certain points of the games, you're like, okay, well now I'm in. I don't want to spoil areas for you.
No,
so I'm just gonna now you're in this area for a little bit. Okay,
right.
Now that's done. Now we're gonna bring you to this area.
You don't have to spoil it because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I got to a certain area and then I was like, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go out of here. I'm not gonna be able to come back here.
Yeah,
because of how they're laying out the cutscenes. Like the cutscenes are segues to new areas. Like, and you pick that cadence up really quick in the beginning. And if you want to get all the shit, like I'm pissed, and this doesn't really spoil much of anything, but like in Resident Evil 2, there is a safe in the first area, and I don't know the code, nor do I know where to fucking find the code. And I know that if I leave this fucking area, because I'm only in the first area, I know if I leave this fucking area, I'm never going to be able to go back until like my second playthrough.
And funny enough, I didn't find the combination in game for that. Like I found no like hint.
Yeah,
but I had someone in my chat tell me the code, and I got to open that safe.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
What I have to find is I have to find it online. Somebody completed it, and on my next run. I'll get it on my next run.
All the codes are online. You can find all those.
You know me. I'm hell bent on doing every single type of run that they offer, including one that I read in the trophies.
Yeah.
Called Inferno, whatever the fuck that means.
Inferno.
I got a few questions for you.
Nothing sounds good about Inferno.
Something.
And then I page further down, there's a complete the game on Inferno. Then further down, there's also completed on I don't know what they were. They were called like super difficult fucking
Inferno.
Punch you in your dick. And then like, completed on standard, complete with an S. And then there was like completed with an S run. And I'm going, oh my God.
Hole in Felix's TV difficulty.
Yeah.
Felix, you look at the trophy list, do they have like complete in like certain steps?
They don't.
Trophy?
They don't have the steps one. Thank God. They have the minimalist one. Fuck you.
Oh my God. All right, Felix, I got 2 questions for you, because before we went live here, you talked about a moment in your stream where you were just like, was it like a beat against your head against the wall moment?
Thinking in terms of how I played Resident Evil 2, which I don't think the games are entirely different. I was able to use the similar strategies that I use in Resident Evil 2. One thing I will say is the fights with the dude, the big guy, are super brutal. He's not easy to avoid like Mr. X. Mr. X was easier to avoid.
Yeah.
This guy is, if you get too close to him, you get fucked up, and that's why they give you a dodge roll. But I found that the dodge roll, and I don't know if this is a modern flaw or if I felt that it didn't time it well. Like every time I hit it, the input wouldn't take and I would die. And it happened a lot.
So it's like she kind of like staggers a little bit out of the dodge if you don't do the perfect timing.
I think what I was figuring out is if you have space, if you're in a situation where you have no space, you're just fucked. But if you're in a situation where you have space, your dodge has to be the opposite of the monster's movement, or away from the monster's movement, and then it works perfect. But if you try and roll into the path of the monster, it doesn't roll through the monster. There are games where, for instance, right now, which is probably the source of my confusion, I'm playing this with State of Decay 2. If I want to dodge past some of those zombies, I can literally roll through them. The roll rolls me in any direction on a directional D-pad.
You know what I'm going to say?
You get punished. Yeah.
What are you going to say?
You have to learn the rules of the game. You can't imply another game's dodge rules.
I'm not. No, I'm telling you. I'm trying to explain to you why I'm coming into this confused.
I think you get punished for dodging incorrectly, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you get rewarded for doing a perfect dodge, because you'll do a like the screen will flash white, and you do like a roll, like you do a literal roll out of the way, and then if you hold the trigger button, it'll auto target you to whatever zombie.
That's holding the left trigger to aim right back to the creature, and you can do that. You do that with X too, or not X. You can do it with the whatever. What is he called? Fucking
Nemesis.
Nemesis. You can do it with Nemesis too. Yeah.
I learned this halfway through the game by executing the perfect dodge and then hitting the trigger or like the aim button. Then you do like an auto aim right in slow mo, and I was like, oh shit! I learned something. Yeah.
It almost sounds like a QuickTime event, like the way the screen kind of flashes.
I've only done it successfully
without that
once.
like, oh god, mash the button, like that bullshit.
I've only done it successfully once. I will tell you that going into it, I immediately started to employ some really great tactics for.
Felix, what difficulty are you playing on?
Standard. I picked standard.
Right.
I started with standard.
You didn't want to punish yourself out the gate.
No.
That's nice.
No, not until I know it. I don't know the map. I don't know anything.
Look at you being smart.
We learned the fucking lesson with Resident Evil 2 that I was doing it wrong. Doing it right is understanding that the only way to play Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 correctly is to play it more than one time. You have to play it at least.
You gotta walk before you can run.
You have to program yourself to understand where the ebbs and flows are. So it actually gets me excited for my second playthrough when I go through on a second run. I'm hoping on this first run that I get something relatively close to S, at least an A run. I don't think I'm going to get S because I think I've saved too many times. Right?
Yeah.
I think I already have like 26 saves from that fucking. The thing 26? That here's the thing, Neo. What I've been doing from minute 1 is I've been loading from the save file, so it might not be as high as 26. I know that after a 3 or 4 or 5 hour stream, I'm only at 16 minutes of the game played.
Oh my god! Wait, do they count the actual like progression?
It's counting from the time his save reloads.
So
oh my god, dude.
I load the save file every time. I do not hit continue, so I don't want to lose any time. So I load the save file every single time. So any deaths that happened didn't count. Right?
16 minutes.
I'm only 16 minutes into the game, dude.
You're never gonna. This is gonna be like every other game you play, where you're just never gonna get. Well, you'll get there because I know you're gonna play this game to death.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I'm at 16 minutes. 16 minutes was where I had trouble.
Can I ask?
And then I played at least another hour.
Where were you struggling? Like what moment?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but
16 minutes in the. Can we trip? Can we? Spoil. Can we spoil?
Where I was in
16 minutes in the game. Yeah, spoil a little.
I was just.
Right, let me hear you.
I'm in the.
I'll be okay.
I told you I'm in the first area. It's the area that's the It was the area that was like an open market with like a escalator.
Yeah.
And,
okay. Yeah.
Where you're trying to get the subway up and running, and I was trying to get that up and running, and I was on the pathway back to. After I powered up the subway trains, I was on my way back to the subway train to take the subway, I guess. And that was brutal, trying to get through that part. Keep in mind, here's another thing, because I remember you being penalized in 2, and you got to stop me if I'm on the wrong path. I remember being penalized in 2 for using sprays in one of my run-throughs.
In your grading?
First aid sprays.
Probably,
yeah.
You're talking about the grade they give you at the end of the game.
Yeah, first aid sprays I remember being punished on in 2. So I haven't been using them. I mean, literally the box, dude, the box that you always open up and put shit into?
Yeah.
I have 3 or 4 first aid sprays in there.
Okay, I see what's happening. You're intentionally not using healing items.
No, I'm intentionally not using sprays. I'm only using herbs.
Herbs. Okay.
Right. And I've gotten pretty far on just herbs, not using sprays.
Sprays will fully heal you, which is probably why.
I know what they do. I know what they do, and I know that there was a couple of runs into that I did where they said you get less of a rank if you use sprays. So I avoided them. But if I'm not penalized for using sprays in my rating at the end, I want to stop this maniacal shit that I'm endeavoring upon.
If you know you're going to play it multiple times, why not just like comfortably play through it? Not worry about the grade at the end, because I got like a C at the end. I know I did.
I don't know. It was so stupid.
Something like that. And then like see if you can like push through it.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't have to. I mean, I'm
fucking so cheap, dude.
Just throwing a suggestion out there because I use sprays. like I had to like play it like you would like a survival horror game. Like, okay, I need to use. I got my healing item. I gotta like use it now. Before
like it's not just it's not just the rating that's in my head. It's also anticipating how bad it's going to get at the fucking end. Like how bad it was to fight the tyrant at the end of. It's
spoiler alert, it's probably going to get really bad compared to what you're experiencing right now.
Yeah, so it's one of these things where I'm also like, I want these sprays for in case I got to use them at the end. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I could probably tell you comfortably you'll be okay.
Okay.
If you use like one or two, just to make sure you get yourself through a situation.
And also, well, there probably was. Yeah, there definitely was a run through where you couldn't use any first aid sprays at all. But that's not in the trophy list. I know it because I would have recognized it the minute I saw it. Minimalist is in there. Minimalist is don't open the box once. So you can't open the box and put anything into the box.
Oh no, see that's challenging, man.
I did minimalist on 2. There's a way to do minimalist, and I did it successfully, somehow.
If you could put items down on the game, that would like break the game. You know what I mean? Like, because like once you discard an item, it's like gone forever from your inventory.
Right.
Man, I would love to see that. Are you gonna stream it again tomorrow? This week?
Maybe. This has been a complicated week.
He goes, maybe.
Well, it's been a complicated week because I got. Can I just explain to you what happened to me?
Sure.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's hear it.
It's your show.
Have I ever told you about double XP?
I may have heard about double XP.
I thought we were going to get through a show without it.
What if I thought we were going to
get through a show
without it? What if I told you there was a possibility of triple XP?
Triple XP?
Triple XP.
Is such a thing possible?
I thought we could have.
Look.
We didn't make it.
I am not bogging this show down with more Fallout 76 talk that everyone hates.
Yeah,
I'm simply stating the magnanimous approach of a company that is notoriously awful at doing their PR. They've been bad at it. Me and Explorance and Philly Special, who I play with on a regular basis, who you guys, I don't know if you know them, Neo, but Trip definitely knows them. We were playing live. This is past, we've been last Thursday. I don't know if I was live, but we were just playing. And we looked in our inventory and realized that we were on a triple XP and didn't even know it was a thing. And then I went out to their Twitter and I was like, holy shit. But we were hell-bent on getting into playing. Like, I've been playing with Philly Special and Splorence. I've been playing fucking State of Decay 2 on a regular basis. Like, I got you came in that one day, Neo. You played with us. I got them to go through the tutorial in the new Juggernaut edition. They both did it separately. And we've gotten to a point now where we alternate through each other's games. And I realize that there's now a balance. Like, if you're a player that plays in someone else's games, you get more influence. That you don't get, obviously, the materials because you're providing them for your friend's camp, but you get a very large amount of influence. Influence is like the currency in State of Decay 2 that gives you the ability to buy things with the vendors and things like that. Mm-hmm. And also upgrade things and do all that. And you get a lot of influence. I realize that the monetary amount of influence you get for playing in someone else's game is way higher than what you get in your average playthrough when you're playing your own game.
So you just get rewarded for playing with other people.
Yeah, so there's a huge
I think a lot
benefit.
of games incentivize
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So this game incentivizes going in and joining someone else's game. So we've been alternating back and forth. So all of our camps separately have been getting influence from us playing in each other's games. So we were hell bent. We were doing that. We were getting into that. And then, one day we said for a lark, let's go in and play Fallout, and then realize there's a triple fucking XP weekend. Bethesda, and then it says on their Twitter, it says, yeah, it's not a joke, triple XP. I started a character at level 0, and by the end of the weekend, that's 4 days, that's 12 p.m. on Monday, I got the character to 59.
Wow.
In one fucking weekend.
You just power leveled that thing.
0 to 59. I don't know, because I'm pretty much building that character exactly as I did my other character, so I don't know how much play I'm going to do.
Oh, man. This was the week that Wastelanders was supposed to come out, wasn't it?
It was. So the reward they gave the community for the fucking thing they had to do, pushing it back, was we didn't release the game, so we'll give them a triple XP weekend. I mean, I'm presuming that's their motivation, but or that could be the coronavirus. It could be whatever. I mean,
yeah. It's infecting all realms of working life right now.
Double XP was definitely because of coronavirus, because they announced a thing on their website saying that we're doing this because we know you guys are at home and shit. So.
I really like the idea of all these live games, these online games, doing this during this time.
It wasn't
really
just
helping
Bethesda
people
that
stay
did
inside.
It was also, was it Warzone? Warzone, COD Warzone did it. They did a triple XP.
I mean, a lot of games are dropping content expansions, free to play things.
I didn't put this in the news, but Stadia right now, if you want to try out Stadia Pro Edition, it is now free for the next 2 months. You can try it. Yeah, which is cool. I
just wanted to bring that up, that I thought that was really generous, and I think it was awesome, and I had a good time doing that. And Wastelanders is next week, so I'm going to be. Depends on if. So thank God I'm not getting furloughed. The job is not furloughing me, which is good.
That's good.
I just learned what that fucking word even means. I didn't even know what furlough meant. I never even heard of the possibility of furlough.
I'm gonna have to type that in my dictionary.
Furlough is where you leave a job, but you're not laid off. You come back to the job. There's a set date when you're supposed to come back, but you
don't get paid, but you keep your benefits. Essentially,
you keep benefits only, but then you can come back.
Oh, that's really cool.
And so far, the company I work for has not. They have not said that that's happening, so they're just going to keep paying us. I don't get it. But the point is that could happen any minute. And the only other thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that in anticipation that there could be a day when I'm not getting paid, I set up Embers.
Hey.
I mean,
you had the onboarding.
I can't do bits.
Didn't
I
you?
can't? Yeah, I was waiting, so I can't do bits. I had to offboard Twitch affiliate because I can't do Mixer and Twitch at the same time and be able to be an affiliate, because they want Twitch wants exclusivity to Twitch.
Yeah, that's why they trap you in with the affiliate program.
But I read the terms and conditions of Mixer's Embers, and it was suggested by numerous fucking people in my stream, like Big Fucking Deal and Dick Sword Mike, and like all these people that fucking come in my stream are like, why don't you have Embers? Why don't you have Embers? And I said, well, fuck it. I'll set it up. And, dude, I'm
really surprised.
I had an exciting day the other day. I got I found some guy named Pink Meatball made for Mixer. Do you know Pink Meatball?
I don't know Pink Meatball.
So
Sorry, can't say I do.
Pink Meatball gives he created an Embers counter for your overlay. He's like he's a Mixer streamer. And he has a website, and you can just go there, enter your own information, and then copy the link right from his website. And it provides you like the overlay that counts your donations to Embers and all that shit. And he also does a leaderboard. So I was able to add that into the interface of the stream, and it was fucking cool. And people were very generous, man. People are competing at giving me Embers, and it's fucking hilarious. So it's funny. And I definitely promise to everyone that I'm going to change the single notification to multiple sound bites that rotate. Because they kept hearing the fucking notification over and over again, and they were like, who the fuck is this person? And for your information, he's an old friend that I'm not friends with anymore, and I think it's hilarious. He was kind of yelling about a girl on the phone, and It's a soundbite from him, and I got to get more. I have more sound bites of him, and I'm probably going to add them.
Hell yeah, dude.
He'd be
Do it up.
pissed. He'd be pissed as shit if it's buckets.
What's the requirement for getting embers? It's buckets.
It's buckets.
That's a throwback for long-time listeners.
Anyway,
before me, I don't even know him.
The requirements. You have to go through and you got to set up a tax form, and then that's it. You
don't like your stream, like, because affiliate status requires you to have certain requirements to fill out.
I don't know, or I'm already hitting the requirements. I don't know. I didn't. Maybe there is.
Okay.
I don't know. I went in and I applied through. It's just through the broadcast dashboard in your Mixer account. You can only do it through the computer. You can't do it through a browser. You can't do it through the individual app on your phone. But I went in and I went to the application section and I applied for it. And I did have a weird struggle with Microsoft because there was an error that came up when I tried to submit my my tax form. But then I had to wait 48 hours for them to approve everything.
Do they hold the same value as bits do? Like 100
bits
is like $1 and embers?
They said embers? That it's 5,000 is $50.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and in order to actually get paid, it's $50 less than
Twitch.
Twitch is 100, and you only have to hit the 5,000 embers before they pay you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good bucks essentially is the threshold.
Yeah.
Do you have that turned on, Trip?
Oh yeah, I've had embers on.
Yeah.
Since
I'm pretty sure I've donated embers to you, haven't I?
You have.
I'm pretty sure I have.
I don't know, half a year or more, 8 months, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I was part of a test program for embers over last summer. Yeah. So I was one of the first people that they rolled it out to, as they were kind of like doling it out to all the people that broadcast.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna keep an eye on this when I look at my Mixer friends now. Because I haven't really played around with any of that. It works
just like bits. You just go in and you know pick an amount
it's exact
you
same
want.
thing, exact same kind of currency.
But it's an exact same kind of currency, but they're allowing it for people who are not necessarily a partner. They don't have something like affiliate though, you know.
Right.
At all.
Right.
They just have you're a regular Mixer person, and then you're a partner. That's it. So.
Nice. All right, what do you say? What do you guys want to go into the news?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think so.
All right, I'm going to work our way backwards from last week, if that sounds good. First news story, this leaked. Nintendo is rumored to remaster a lot of Mario games, including Mario 64, Galaxy, and Sunshine, and put them on the Switch. What does this do for you guys?
I heard that, and it did a lot for Trip, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm real excited about it.
Yeah, I saw a tweet.
Real
because
fucking
didn't you play
excited
Galaxy a lot?
I mean, Galaxy was dope. I really am kind of interested in more for Mario 64.
That's what
I
want
to play that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would play that badly.
Yeah, I would
want a remastered Mario 64 would look like.
Now, are they going to be released, do you think, in a little package, or are they going to be individual games that they try and sell?
That's a good question. They haven't said that, yeah.
Because
this is all rumored.
They did it with Nintendo. They did it with Super Nintendo. Why wouldn't they just do it with N64 as well?
I think what they're going to do is individually pack. This is my guess. I think they're going to individually package them because they can and spread out the release a little bit. Because they can sell them repackaged individually. That would probably bring in more money.
And I know why this is never going to happen, but I'm just angry that it's never going to happen. I'll never see GoldenEye.
You'll never see GoldenEye?
Never.
They tried
because of licenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
James Bond licensing. It would be on lockdown.
They redid it in the 360 era.
Yeah, I heard.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the same thing. Like that game captured lightning in a bottle in a way that I don't think we'll ever see again.
Yeah.
Kind of like the way Halo did back when the original Xbox came out, and you know what I mean. Like that was like the first time couch co-op multiplayer shooters was like a thing.
Yeah, right.
Like,
but if they just released it with modern, I want to play it with modern controller mapping and see how good it is.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
when was the last time you played GoldenEye?
Oh, I can't play it. The last time I played it was at a party, probably about 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
At our friend Menti's house. He had
I remember that. Yeah.
He had a big screen outside, and he had GoldenEye set up, and I got that controller in my hand. I didn't even know what to fucking do with it. Like, I couldn't even like. I was like, how do I even play this? I was amazing at this game. I can't even. I don't understand this.
Your brain moved on from
my
that
brain is on modern
controller.
standard FPS. That's all I can do now.
Yeah, and like the frame rate's like so bad, and like everything about that game like is not good by modern standards at all.
Yeah.
But like back then, man, that was the shit. Though,
You just got to
game.
strafe, dude. Every time, strafe.
Strafe,
Strafe
drops.
and karate chop. Strafe, karate chop.
Odd drop slappers only.
Odd job slappers only.
But would you guys play these remastered Mario games? Because I think I would.
Yes, 1,000%. I would go through all of them.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely
I
Mario
think so,
64 because I played the shit out of that. I can't remember a single other game that I fucking played on the N64 other than GoldenEye. What else was on it?
Turok.
Oh yeah, I played the shit out of Turok. I was the dinosaur hunter.
Quest 64, which is really fun.
Only RPG. I looked up.
There was one called Aiden's Chronicles that tried to look realistic, and it looked so fucking bad. But like, I wanted to play it because I was like, this is like the best looking game that's not on PlayStation, and like I got the guide for it and everything. Dude, even with the guide, I was like, I don't fucking want to play this piece of garbage. It was terrible.
Did Wolfenstein come out? On,
Doom 64 was a game.
I never played that, but Wolfenstein?
Doom 64, yeah.
Doom 64 was a different, it wasn't just Doom on the 64, it was a different Doom entirely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64.
But no Wolfenstein game. No Castle Wolfenstein game?
No, those are on PC.
I don't know.
I remember those on
what
PC.
I played that on then. I played that on something back in the day.
What other ones?
I mean, Conker's Bad Fur Day is one of the funniest games of all time.
Which I never
Holy
played.
shit.
Never.
Oh man, it's so good.
I heard it's funny.
It's so good.
It's such mature, like trash humor.
It's like, I'm amazed that it was allowed to be in a video game at all, let alone on Nintendo in the 90s.
It was bad. It was
fucking wild.
So bad it was good.
You bounce on a giant sunflower's tits to get up to somewhere at a certain point. It's like a big female sunflower, and you have to bounce on her tits to collect something. There's also a boss that's a literal big pile of shit, and then he sings a song about how he is a big pile of shit, and he's just throwing shit at you. There's they do all these like movie references. There's like a Matrix level because of course it was like, the end of the 90s. Yeah. So like you run around like the Matrix lobby scene as like Conquer the Squirrel and Bunny, his like chick friend. You have to drink, and then you get too drunk and you have to piss on people literally to get your drunk down, and also like achieve some other goals in the game.
I remember
game was wild, dude.
Yeah. It's so much of that.
It sounds like a Felix Circuit game.
I think you would like it.
Honestly, it sounds like I would have played it. Back then I was doing that. That's what I was doing. Met no chick who was a sunflower, but I probably bounced on one or two people's tits.
Unfortunately, not a real thing.
I don't know.
All right, you guys ready for the next article?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so I'm gonna save the best one. I'm gonna save the big one for last, if that's okay with you guys.
Go for it.
The next thing is, after hot off the release of Resident Evil 3, rumored is Resident Evil 8 Village is what it's being called.
This is wild.
Yeah. Now we've gotten leaks. I think this is like the same people who leaked Resident Evil 3's information. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much the same person. I believe they're talking about it being a playtester of these games. Leaking the information.
Who knows all this?
Let me just bullet point to some of the details of this leak. It'll be called Village. Chris Redfield is back, and he will play a central role, and he has been visually redesigned, much like Leon and Jill and Claire have been. There's a new stalker enemy type called the Witch. The European setting, so this is, to me, that gives me throwback to Resident Evil 4 vibes, because that was like a sleepy village town. Resident Evil 4.
I love 4 is my first game that I actually played, like the first real mainline Resident Evil, so I love it. I have a big place in my heart for it.
Not like the old Resident Evil games, but it is a fantastic game in its own way, for sure. So with that said, there's a possible Resident Evil 4 style UI inventory, which was different from like the current game we're playing, 2 and 3. It was like your weapons would take up a grid slot, and you would have to manage by rotating all your items around. So like a herb would be like 2 slots, and you'd have to like rotate it. And
you had like a suitcase. You'd have to place them on your suitcase, kind of. Yeah.
So that's what they're saying, and it's planned for Q1 of 2021. So that's very soon off of Resident Evil 3. Another year apart from Resident Evil 2.
Well, they're probably just working on them simultaneously.
Oh, of course. So let me ask you guys a few questions about this. Question number one: what does this do for you guys?
I mean, I love what they're doing with the series, like not just the remakes, but like where they took 7. So I think this might dovetail really nicely with where 7 went in the Resident Evil series, and it's gonna be probably scary as fuck, dude.
I hope so. 7 brought Resident Evil back for me.
Yeah,
that's the
real.
thing. That's okay.
Because
so
6 was actual trash, actual burning trash.
my counter
awful.
to that, and I haven't played 7 at all, is I don't know if I want to play a Resident Evil that's scarier. I don't know if I do.
There's the horror element of 7 is higher than 2 and 3 for sure.
Yeah, like I don't want jump scares. Like
they're there.
Yeah,
they're definitely there, and I can see a lot of Mr. X's influence in the enemies from 7's enemies. The one that there's one that chases you around and is like essentially invincible, and pursues you a lot.
Okay,
kind of like Mr. X does, not in the same fashion, but like similarly.
Maybe one of these days I'll play it.
I think you should give it a try. I think you'd really enjoy it. They did a really good job on it. Also, let me ask you guys the next question I was going to ask you. Do you guys think they're pumping these out too fast and not giving Resident Evil enough time to breathe and leave us wanting more?
No.
So you think it's no. So you're like, yes, give me more Resident Evil.
As long as they're well made, yes. And it sounds like these might be 3 different teams, because you have the 2 remake, and then the 3 remake happened, and then this is happening. They're on like a yearly cadence, almost like Assassin's Creed was.
And another team made the online component to 3, which I haven't.
Right? Yeah.
But why would you guys say that this is different than Assassin's Creed? Because I know what I'm thinking.
That's what I was going to bring up.
I mean, trash burnout at a certain point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't happen until
returns.
How many into that?
I got
like they pretty much went a yearly cadence until like it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think the most obvious difference between a Resident Evil every year and is exactly calling back to what you said earlier in this episode, Neo. How long did it take for you to complete Resident Evil?
3. Yeah, like 5 hours.
5 hours.
I think
do a yearly 5-hour game.
Yeah, but at some point I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna spend $60 on a 5-hour experience and a tacked on multiplayer game that I'm probably never gonna touch, because I don't want that out of my Resident Evil experience. I want the campaign, the Resident Evil 2 campaign out of that.
But that contradicts what I said about understanding Resident Evil games. They're supposed to be replayed.
Sure,
a lot.
They are. They definitely are. Yeah, that's 100%. I don't play games like that anymore, unfortunately.
That's what I'm saying. But the full experience of Resident Evil 2 was what I did last year. That's what I think.
You did the 100% experience.
That's what I'm saying. I got my money's worth out of the game. If you just do the first 5 hours and then you're done, like if you only played Claire in 2 and then never went back and played Leon
B, yeah,
or
even Leon A,
or either one.
I still have to play Claire's.
That's what I'm saying. If you didn't go back and do, I'm not faulting you for not doing that, but I'm saying like it's worth the money if you do.
I didn't finish my last B playthrough. That's the only thing I didn't finish. The second B playthrough. But regardless, I'm worried that because they're going to be pumping these out in an Assassin's Creed like fashion, that quality will diminish, and that I'm worried about that.
It's a valid worry.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be able to make a better statement about it when we see how good or bad 8 itself is. Yes. And then like they're kind of running out of games to remake, and you don't really need to remake 4, I feel like, how they did the other ones. So like maybe there's going to be more time in between.
Remake it, but it's been re-released in
You don't need to like it. The game was already like the full 3D era of games. Like that doesn't need a remake.
I'll tell you though, I would want one remade again. With this new style.
Yeah, sure. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I'd like that as well, Felix, for sure.
Because for those fucking tank controls, man, back in the day.
And
I
even
want
the
game
remake
to not
of one
have fucking tank controls. Even the remake had the tank controls. Fuck that. I'm done with tank controls.
I'd like them to make Code Veronica also, because that's a game that I barely remember finishing or even playing. Like I said, I got stuck on that last boss fight, and I don't even remember the game.
Do you feel like the model of the character model of Jill in this game looks like Mila Jovovich? I feel you don't think so?
And she was never designed to be like her. Jill was an actual character in the Resident Evil series.
I know.
Movies.
I'm talking about in the modern game. Like, I felt that when I was playing the other day. I was like, in some scenes, she looks like a lot like, because obviously this character model is not based on the original, because she would be pixelated and fucked.
Yeah, but there is actually there is a model, like an actress / model person who Jill's image was designed for in 5 and 6.
And that's the same one.
She's different. This Jill is different than her. But you can actually, if you Google the actress / model of Jill, you can see her cosplaying as Jill. And then there's like shots of her in Resident Evil 5 because she's in that game.
Yeah.
Spoilers. And side by side, they look exactly alike. Because that's who she was designed after at that time. This is a completely different redesign, much like Leon and Claire were redesigned. In this case,
I was getting those vibes when I was playing it, but maybe I was just projecting.
They even her original costume they changed. I don't know if you guys noticed this, or Felix, you were playing her old costume.
You damn right.
But it was supposed to be a miniskirt, but it is not a miniskirt.
It's definitely a halter top.
It's definitely a halter top for sure. But yeah, they changed the lower half of her.
I'm an old
costume.
man. I'm a dirty old man.
With a beard.
With a beard.
It was a fun game. So next story.
It's fun so far. We're playing it.
Yeah, for sure. So cool. Resident Evil they're full steam ahead with Resident Evil games.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I'm down. Like I said, I'm in, but like I'm cautiously optimistic as
I mean, you know me, I'm not going to go down the road of like, let's be negative for no reason. I'm 100% on board with the validity of the worry, because we've seen burnout across, like, not even Assassin's Creed. I mean, the Madden games, eventually you get like uninspired, just yearly retreads, and it's becomes boring. You know, will people buy them? Sure, no matter what, but you know, you want a good experience at the end of the day. So I get it, but they've been doing an amazing job with these games. Only thing I got a great segue. Length, honestly,
I can tell you, I was severely not as impressed as I was with 2.
Neo, I got
with 3.
Neo, I got a great segue.
And not just lengthwise. Yeah, go ahead.
My great segue is, my only pick now for the Emergent Gamer game draft of 2020 that I'm holding on to is fucking MLB The Show 20, because my best pick just got fucking booted, baby.
Are we talking about
what was my best pick? Yeah.
Was it The Last of Us?
Oh, dude, yeah.
At this point of the year, we might as well just ball that whole game up and just throw it in the trash.
Because I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win on 2020 , baby. It's coming out.
Let's retread it. Maybe next week let's pop in, see how the ratings are going.
Yeah, let's
see how the game draft is doing. But Last of Us Part 2 was one of my picks, and that shit's been pushed.
I know.
That's a heavy hitter.
They said indefinite. Now, my theory is it's because of the nature of the subject matter.
Would you got no? Definitely not. That is not in at all. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that either.
No, definitely not. Shall I read the statement from Naughty Dog?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I'm gonna read this. It's a little lengthy, but I'll breeze through it. Okay. Let me pop this tweet open right here. I got on my screen. All right. As you've likely just seen, the release of Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed. We're sure this news is just as disappointing to you as it is to us, and we wanted to reach out to all of you in our community to give you a little more information. The good news is we're nearly done the development of Last of Us Part 2. We are in the midst of fixing our final bugs. However, even with us finishing the game, we were faced with the reality that due to the logistics beyond our control, we couldn't launch The Last of Us 2 to our satisfaction. We want to make sure everyone gets to play The Last of Us 2 around the same time, ensuring that we're doing everything possible to preserve the best experience for everyone. This meant delaying the game until such a time where we can solve these logistical issues. These logistic issues. We were bummed about this decision, but ultimately understood it's what's best and fair for all our players. We're hoping that this won't be a long delay, and we'll update you as soon as we have new information. We wish you all, your families, and friends the best of health. Thank you for being amazing fans. Stay safe. So to me, this sounds like because of manufacturing issues due to the virus. What do you guys think about this?
That's not what I thought initially.
No.
I mean, not. any delay that makes the experience better, I'm all about. I'd rather them not, rush this out and only get it to a certain amount of people if they can't fulfill their original, like supply desires.
Right. I think due to the lack of retail stores is partially a huge decision on their part for this.
Yeah.
And Sony's just going, look, we're just going to delay it until we see this. We see the smoke clear, I guess.
So they're a company that probably makes more money off of their
and it also may depend on regions too, because not everyone has access to digital media like we do.
Oh, we know.
So it could be a worldwide thing that they're worried about as well, because they want to release they just want to release it to the world and make sure that everyone who can get it can get it. But like they said, they're just bug squashing now, which I think the game is pretty much done. My guess is it's a done game.
You don't think they're worried that their game having subject matter that's about a worldwide disease pandemic that takes out society could have an impact on whether players decide to buy it? Are you drinking Corona right now, Neo?
I don't think so.
Did they shut down production? Yes, they did.
They did not shut of the game
of Corona beer. They're not making it.
Are they?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, they stopped making it
because nobody's fucking buying it.
So dumb.
No, it's not dumb. It's just
people are dumb.
It's a subconscious. It's dumb, and
people are dumb.
But there's a subconscious thing
for sure.
To it.
Sure, name association and all that.
No, just like you're playing a game that puts you in a good place when the world is bleak because of a fucking pandemic.
Sure.
Right? You're choosing not to put yourself in the reminder of that. And I think there's not a lot of credence. It's probably supply chain. But, there's a little bit, I think, of a credence to the idea of maybe people aren't going to go pick up their fucking game if coronavirus is crazy in May.
So
maybe.
It's speculation. Yeah. I mean, they didn't. I will agree with Tripp on one thing. They did not say anything like that in their statement. It definitely
did not.
Their statement sounds like supply chain.
I don't think that's the case. I mean, it's legit line of thinking for sure. But also this week
could also
Sony,
optimize though, maybe. So it wouldn't hurt,
Sure. This week Sony
also put more work in, not actually releasing a game that's about a global pandemic. Amidst the global pandemic.
I mean, what? Are they going to cancel the Walking Dead show?
Hey, I'm the asshole who's immersing
for other reasons, yes. But
listen, I'm the asshole who's immersing myself in pandemic-related material and post-apocalyptic material during.
For sure, and there's definitely an allure to that as well. But this week, Sony also indefinitely delayed the Iron Man VR game as well,
which has no. Right. So it's
which is just a Marvel game.
It's all production.
So both. So it was just another Sony game being delayed. I think they're at this point, what we're going to see this fall, if this all we don't know what the next couple of months are going to look like for sure, but I think you're going to see simultaneous releases between the PS4 and 5 of Last of Us. At least that game.
It's definitely coming out for the PS5 in this fall. If we're still getting a PS5 this fall.
And you'll just see it come out at the same time for both systems, which wouldn't be awful.
Would not be.
Yeah. I know, Tripp, are you looking forward to this game as well? I know Felix is. Are you as well?
I probably will be once I play the first one, but I've never finished playing the first one.
Kevin Oates.
The first one was
It's always rubbing him about that.
My very first game I ever streamed on Mixer in August of 2016.
And you were like, I'm going to do a full run of this game. And then
I don't know what happened. There was probably some other shit in my life going on. Reason why I didn't finish it. But
no. I thought it was your Metal Gear. You were doing Metal Gear Mondays or something.
In 2016? No, God, no. No way, dude. No. Nope.
Maybe you just didn't. Here's what
no,
happened.
There were reasons.
My first year, I fell off because I got bored just being in a stream that was empty because it takes a while for people to recognize you're there. And...
Yeah. No, that was not my problem at all.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
No, I'm just gonna sail on past this topic.
We're sailing.
Sweet. All right, let's move on to the next story then, you guys. I think we're coming. Are we coming to our last story?
I think so.
Oh no. Our next. No, this is the second to last one. All right. So yesterday, Sony dropped a mad blog post introducing DualSense, the new wireless controller for PlayStation 5. Have you guys seen this thing?
No, but I saw the most amazing meme. It was an elephant and a penguin and another penguin that's angry, and it's like there's a picture of the Xbox controller and a picture of the traditional PlayStation 4 controller, like on top of the elephant and the penguin, and then the other penguin standing there going. And then there's a picture of that controller over another penguin, penguin elephant type thing. And the person's going, "What the fuck did you guys do?" Implying that it was like an elephant fucked a fucking. Never mind.
What?
Had to see it.
You
had to see it.
With your words, you described a pictured meme. So
I know. It was so bad.
It was a hard walk to follow there.
The implication is that it looks a lot like a fucking Xbox PlayStation controller.
It does. It definitely does kind of look like the form factor of an Xbox controller. It actually
I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I think it's the color scheme of an Xbox controller that everyone is confusing this.
It's meteor.
That's the only reason, because there's a very stark white and black Xbox controller that has a similar color scheme.
It's got girth.
This screams PlayStation to me.
Hey, look, I got the new PlayStation controller.
Oh my god.
No, see that? No, it's literally nothing like it. It's literally nothing like it.
You know what? Now that he's holding it up, I see what you mean.
You see?
Yeah.
See what I mean, Neo?
It's literally nothing.
Exactly.
Form factor wise, it's definitely
calling bullshit on everyone out there.
I'm going to point out a few of the features of this controller. Hang on,
it's rumbling out there. We might lose our internet.
Oh, we're getting another thunderstorm.
I just hear rumbling. Just letting you know.
Uh-oh. All right, so here it is. Here's the feature list. Haptic feedback. So it'll be responsive to whatever is happening in game, like driving through a mud and all that stuff. Like it'll feel differently on the rumble. Adaptive triggers. It'll provide different resistances for whatever you're pulling on the trigger for, which is pretty cool. Rechargeable battery. There's a create button that replaces the share button, which is assumingly is going to do the same thing, but probably expand its tool set. I guess
the share button or the touchpad?
The share button with a button that they're calling the create button.
Okay, good.
To create your content.
To create your content, exactly. A built-in microphone. I think this is a pretty cool feature add-in, because now you don't necessarily have to plug a mic into the headset. It'll just be built in if you just want to quickly go up and go, you know?
Yeah.
The light bar is now lit up around the touchpad. You can see that being displayed in the images for it too. And what else we got with it? And that's it. It seems like that's the controller.
Yeah, but they still have the touchpad, which is the fucking goddamn bane of my existence.
So they unfortunately, I feel like they had to include the touchpad on it, because they set themselves up for, if they're going to be backwards compatible with PlayStation 4 games.
Oh, they have to. Yeah.
Games are going to be using that touchpad.
I know.
So now you're going to see probably most iterations of this game of the controller going forward be like that.
It is possible, and this goes back to that same line of logic that I had earlier, Trip Zero. It is possible that I have that problem because I'm constantly switching between the two types of controllers. That's probably the reason I have that problem.
No,
someone who just mains PlayStation probably doesn't tap the touchpad by mistake at all.
I'm definitely worse at the Xbox controller whenever I play content on there, because it's like never.
Do you struggle with the problem of inadvertently tapping the touchpad and fucking going into some?
No, because I live on the PlayStation primarily.
Yeah.
It's more of like I aim for the wrong thing when I'm playing Xbox, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going for a button that's not there. I have to readjust to the little mini thing.
Yeah.
Next to it, you know.
Yep.
Let me ask you guys this: do you prefer the joysticks on the same? I don't know. There's like a word for it, on the same level, or do you like the inverted D-pad of the Xbox controller better? Which one?
I like the PlayStations. The way they're next to each other. Yeah, unplug this. The way they're next to each other like this. This is 100% the way.
I've never thought about that.
Yeah, because they flip them. What's more comfortable for you, Felix? And then my follow-up question for this would be: would you have liked to see them give you the option of flipping them with, like, you know, like how the Pro controller has that like ability where you can like move sticks around? Certain SCUF controllers can do that. Would you have liked to see them go that like extra step?
Move them so that they're in a different position on the actual controller.
Yeah, like how the Xbox does it. Like look at the PlayStation. Like you know how like the D-pad and the left analog stick, they flip them.
Yes, they do. I'm like looking at this and I'm going, what the fuck is he talking about? Okay, I see. I see what you're talking about.
Have you never
Dude, what is with
this?
my brain? It's like I learned 2 languages and I can just speak them fluently and I don't even know what the fuck you're saying to me. Like I just
usually people that do speak languages don't think about it as analytically. They just do it.
I can't analyze what you're talking about because I just fucking play them both and I don't have any issue. Ever.
Oh, wow.
Seriously.
Well, there you go. I think you just answered your own question.
Yeah, I think I answered my own question. I just know how to play both of them. Good.
I think the internet went to town on this thing yesterday. Just like I saw them just not dragging it through the mud, but just like everyone was having a good old laugh at this controller. And
I love the look of it. I think it looks beautiful.
think it's cool. And people were calling out the white color, and I don't see that being relevant at all because they're going to release 50 colors of this by
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
I don't have a white PlayStation controller to even know what that feels like in my hand.
I have a bunch of blue ones.
I got 2 black ones and a red one.
Now here's my big brain theory right now. You guys ready for this one?
Go for it.
I think that like 2-toned black and white color scheme that they got going on for this controller, I think the console itself will have a black and white tone, like 2-tone sort of design to it.
Yeah.
Quite
an idea.
That
would match for sure.
That might be very sex.
Pretty sleek.
That's gonna be dead sexy.
I think so. I think it's gonna look pretty sweet. It's gonna stand. Like I know people go, it's just a box I stick in my shelf, but I think they're gonna try and make it stand out a little bit for this launch version.
We're thinking we're the possible fucking center of the table. You know?
Maybe. No.
It's fucking. Like the dinner,
what are you saying?
The fucking dinner,
talking about?
The dinner piece that's in the center of the
center. You want? Is this going to be a centerpiece?
Yeah,
like people put
in the coffee on the coffee table.
No one will be decorating their table with PlayStation 5s, Felix. No one in the world will be doing this.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's my big brain theory right now. I think we're going to see a similar color scheme.
Steaks and PlayStation,
on the box.
Bro. Steak dinners, steak and potatoes.
You're just free associating at this point. Just stop it.
Totally.
Just stop it.
I totally.
Steaks and potatoes. PlayStation potatoes.
PS potato. So another one of I think the reason why this blog post came up yesterday was because they are starting to send these controllers to developers, and it's going to get leaked. So they were like, "We're just going to make a post on it." Before it gets out.
Get ahead of that shit.
Put
our own
which I think is
spin
smart. They haven't done a presentation on this console yet, so like we don't even still know what to really expect. Besides Mark Cerny's presentation, did you guys happen to watch that presentation?
No.
It was literally him standing on a stage, just like talking about the specs and the SSD processing power that they're going to be putting into the console.
Yeah, I would think that Xbox.
It's very technical.
Xbox releasing.
Yeah, I only read about recaps.
I kind of expected Xbox releasing theirs and what theirs looked like. The PlayStation would like immediately rush out after, and like this is what ours looks like.
Yeah, we saw that controller like back in December. The Series X one. Yeah.
No, but then they actually showed you what the body of the thing's going to look like.
Yeah, they showed you the whole package.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, what? I don't know. Why are they delayed on it?
I don't know.
Aren't they the superior console that
I think they're playing. Xbox and Sony right now are playing a game of chicken of like who's going to tell the world their price first. That's my guess, because they don't want to.
They can show it to us and not give us a price.
For sure. I'm still very curious as to why Sony's still being as like holding all their cards to their chests so much. You know, they're holding all the.
Well, that usually means you have a good hand or you're bluffing.
God, yeah. I mean, it's tough to say right now because Sony's like, we're just gonna wait to drop the bomb on everyone.
Yeah, I mean, they could be building the whole fucking excitement game.
Mm-hmm. Plus, we're still,
baby.
Yeah, I agree. Are you guys ready for the last story of the night?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's rip it.
Hit me.
All right, this was a big one that came out last week. This is from Jason Schreier over at Kotaku, our boy, the newsbreaker. His headline is: despite huge sales, Borderlands 3 developers are getting stiffed on their bonuses.
This shit
is indeed this
shit.
Well, I'd like to match
so
that.
Mad.
I'd like to match that with the statement that Mark Cuban made, and of course I'm paraphrasing, but recently Mark Cuban went out and said, the companies, this is a paraphrase, the companies that are going to treat their employees poorly during this time period are the ones that are going to fucking fail in their business model. That's what he said. I
will stay optimistic with you and be like, yes, I hope so.
But this is what Mark Cuban, this is his company, and this is rough speaking, but his company basically gives people profit share. So they make money when he sells companies.
I'm glad you brought up profit sharing, Felix.
Yeah.
Because that is indeed, I'm going to read you a segment from the article. Are you ready?
Do it.
All right. Gearbox, based in Frisco, Texas, offers its employees a below average salary for the video game industry.
Right.
According to more than a dozen current and former Gearbox staff who have spoken to Kotaku, to make up for that, the studio offers something unique: profit sharing.
Right.
Royalties from all the developers' games are split 60-40, 60% going back to the company and its owners, while 40% is distributed to its employees in the form of quarterly bonuses. This system has been in place since Gearbox's inception. And when 2012's Borderlands 2 came out, Gearbox workers made enough money to buy houses. A fact the studio touted when recruiting new employees.
Right.
So you make below average, but then you might literally get a 6-figure check.
Yeah, something
when
like
the game ships. So it's a good trade, you know?
Yep.
As long as they fucking pay you.
Exactly.
Dot.
There have been many game releases over the years, examples like Colonial Marines and Battleborn, which haven't really done well. So bonuses have been smaller for them. But Gearbox, but Borderlands 3 being a commercial and critical success as of when we're recording this, he's told the employees that they would not be getting their bonuses for this game. A promise that they
it was a promise that was made. He's reneging on it. He's a fucking piece of shit.
It's awful. There's a lot to the article. You should.
No, I did read this story. I'm not sure if I read the same thing you're reading right now, Neo. But did they mention, because I'm a little hazy on it, that they're not getting anything at all, or they're getting less than they expected?
I'm gonna pop it in our private chat here. But let me see. I'm gonna have to read through it. You guys want to talk about this amongst yourselves while I peruse this article?
I mean, I was initially skeptical of why they would need to do this because of how well Borderlands 3 sold. It doesn't make any sense to me that if your whole model is sharing the profits of your product, and that product shipped, you have that money. You have all those sales numbers. That was going to be part of the program in general. That money should have been earmarked for the profit sharing. So none of that enters in the conversation of how do we make our company survive this coronavirus situation, which is what they're implying. You know, we have to figure out how to pay for this, keep our company up, you know, whatever. It's not the conversation because theoretically this shit would have happened regardless.
Yeah,
100%.
Piece of shit said Pitchford. Piece of shit Pittsford.
I'm gonna read a few
Pitchford.
Piece of shit Pitchford.
Said,
look, we got a new nickname. Yay!
If they weren't happy with the royalty system, they're welcome to quit. According to the people who.
What a shithead, dude.
Fucking.
But he himself is not following his own profit sharing.
No, he got paid.
Oh yeah, he did. According to the article, he took home a hefty bonus of $12 million. Oh, that was in 2016 when the development of this game, of Borderlands 3, started. Also, Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of 2K, the parent company, said, "We expect a lifetime unit sales to be a record for the series."
Yeah.
So they made bank on the game. The game sold. Pay your employees. What was promised? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know why I'm going down this road, but just
go down the road.
Let's imagine that they said, "Hey, we're doing this because we don't know what the future is going to look like and things are uncertain, and we'd like to have more cash on hand."
Sure.
So, employees, we're going to get through this, and then we'll reassess, and hopefully we can pay you because, like I said earlier, we already have this money kind of earmarked and over here doing its thing. Let's get through this. Let's reassess. Stick with us. We'll reach back out. But they're not saying that. They're just saying,
if you don't like it, leave.
Fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful.
Even if that was the case, even if he did say what you just laid out, as an employee, if I was an employee at that company, I would have been like, "What the fuck, dude?
I wouldn't feel great about it.
You get to go home to your giant house. I was promised. I did the work. I was head to desk every day doing this work. And you're telling me that our successful game you can't do this?
I think it would be far worse if I learned through somebody who was a direct insider or whatever. I think it would be far worse if I learned that Pitchford worked as much as they did and was there and worked on games.
I mean, that's never the case. Literally,
it's usually not the case. But if he was and he was involved in the process as much as everyone else, and then he gives himself a bonus, but then the other people don't get the bonus, that's fucked up.
Yes,
I mean, either way,
he should have taken a lesser bonus to make sure that people could be paid whatever they were going to be paid.
Yeah,
because 12 million can probably cover a lot of very large bonuses.
Yep.
And I'm sure he's already made a lot of money. See, I'm someone who actually, and we're getting out of the game talk right now. We're tiptoeing kind of out of the circle, but it's still kind of familiar. I'm not someone who actually CEO bashes. People that are CEOs oftentimes, they have that skill set to run a company and to make decisions other people literally can't. So it's not always an argument about how much work are you doing, because the work is different. It's an entirely different mentality. But here's the thing.
But do you think CEOs deserve to take home the amounts of money they do?
No, that's my next thing I'm saying. I don't think the compensation for what they do is correct. It's not at all. It's insanely imbalanced for anybody, for any human at all.
Okay.
Should it be paid more? Probably. But give Randy Pitchford 1 million and then distribute the other 11 million amongst the bonuses that you promised your employees.
I can get on board with that.
That's all I'm saying. It's so aggressively imbalanced that it's just a joke. You can't even have a measured conversation about the topic because it all becomes, fuck them for making that much money, which honestly, fuck them for making that much money. But yeah,
I'm with you. I'm 100% on board with that statement you just made.
But I like your statement there that you said, Trip, about how CEOs are valued because of their ability to make hard decisions. I'm going to be truthful and honest with you. I don't know if I'd ever be comfortable being a CEO. The amount
and it's not even about hard decisions. Well, I mean, they all kind of could be. But just the way you reallocate supplies in your company or manpower or whatever needs to happen to make your company actually do the thing it needs to do. That takes someone who's had the experience and understands all those systems to work together to make those calls. It's
a very macro decision making process.
And there's a need for that. But does that person need to be making, literally an amount of money that no one could ever really spend, if we're being rational about things we're spending on, not like jets and shit, at the expense of everyone else in your company? And I think that's where the problem is.
I like thinking of a captain ship, like a pirate ship analogy. A captain's very important of guiding and leading the ship to go to the place, but it's the crew members who keep that well-oiled machine.
Yeah, but if you watch
for sure.
If you watch pirate media, you see that the captain always takes the largest cut. What the fuck?
He does.
You just reinforced
much
your
like
point.
CEOs.
You reinforced Randy's point with that analogy.
But what happens when mutinies occur, right?
Well, mutinies can occur, and they are usually bloody and really bad. And sometimes the captain wins.
Look, nothing has changed. Time is a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
pretty shitty.
Also, if you put yourself in the shoes of Pitchford, is he comparing himself the amount of work that he puts in? Is it less than other CEOs at other companies? You know what I mean? I don't fucking know, man. How much? I don't know.
Me and my roommate were talking once, and I think we did some math. I forget what our rationales were for this, so it's not gonna make a lot of sense. But I think we were looking at expense for things, what the average thing costs. And I think we were saying if someone makes around $900,000 a year, that's about all that you could ever really actually spend with normal regular shit, and also to live a very comfortable life, to an insane degree, an insanely comfortable life, right? Beyond that, it's all gravy, or it's all dumb shit. Again, jets or yachts or something. Think about it. That's 900,000 a year. That gets you.
You know what?
Kind of whatever house you wanted, whatever car you wanted.
You know what documentary kind of
food? You don't have to worry about food ever. Hiring people to do things for you. It's not even a million.
There was
a million.
Documentary that was Bowling for Columbine. Did you ever see that?
I did when it came out.
I never actually watched it. I know about it, but I never watched it.
Well, I mean, he Michael Moore quite frequently goes in and attacks CEOs at corporations and all that stuff. But there was one point that he tried to make visually that failed for me. He went to like a CEO's house, and he started, it was him like filming the CEO, where he lived, and da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. And I ended up at the end of that sequence sympathizing because the guy CEO was just trying to say, I'm just a normal guy. And this is, I have to meet my ends meet every week. I have all these things that I've paid for and set up in my life. And like now this is how I meet my ends meet because I'm already in this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Michael Moore, I think, intended to make the guy look like a fucking jackoff. But in reality,
that's his MO.
Yeah, that's his MO. But in reality, for me, I was just like, why are you making this guy look so sympathetic? I didn't understand.
I mean, but even in that case, like they set that bar that high for themselves, while at the same time they have like workers that also need to make their own ends meet within their film.
Like, for sure.
Goddamn right.
So, yeah. The relevancy of the job of the CEO, like I was saying before, does not get in the same conversation as the compensation, because I don't think it's anywhere near fair.
Yeah.
For the level of work that they do. We also should outlaw the word billions. We should not be allowed to say billion anymore, because $1 billion does not sound like a lot, but $1,000 million sounds like a whole fuck ton of money. So we're going to outlaw the word billion. We're going to outlaw the word billion just going forward.
All right. From now on, we will now call it 1,000 million.
Yep. You're 1,000 millionaire.
You're 1,000 millionaire.
You're a 113,000 millionaire.
Oh my God.
That's Jeff Bezos, by the way.
Good for him. What a guy.
No, fuck him. Anyway.
No, fuck. Yeah, seriously. I saw an article today that made me real mad about Amazon warehouses. So we'll leave it at that, I guess.
Stay tuned for our podcast, Eat the Rich, starting next week, episode 1.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we close it out, you guys?
I just set up embers.
Yeah. Speaking of eating the rich.
Feed me.
Eat me. Eat me.
Yeah. All right, I guess I'll close this out with I've been Neo Ayoshi. Check out the Emergent Gamer podcast on the YouTube. We were throwing the episodes up on there. Check us out on podcast services. Rate us, subscribe to us, like us.
Subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to hit 100 subscription. Just do it.
That would be super dope if you guys do it.
Going for the first 100, man. We're in our freshman 15.
Absolutely. Follow me on Twitter at Neo_Ayoshi and Twitch at twitch.tv/NeoAyoshi. Expect lots of games, more Monster Hunter, finish Resident Evil 3. Next week, I'll be starting Final Fantasy 7. I know. Nice. Someone else here will also be doing that. So,
oh yeah,
I expect a great talk between us about this game. And
hell yeah,
I've listened to a few reviews, and I gotta say, it's doing it for me. Just a little bit doing it for me.
Just a little bit.
All right, throwing it to the next guy. I don't know who I'm looking at, so.
This is Felix Hergood. You can catch me, Felix Hergood, on Twitch and Mixer. I go to both live at the same time. I can't stress enough that if you are already subscribing on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts and you enjoy our show, please tell your friends. Let them know so they know, if they're game fans, that we're out there and we're doing podcasts every week. But yeah, I think, Wastelanders is going to be next week. So next Tuesday. I don't know if the job is going to make me work like actual, from home. That's a possibility. So there is a possibility that I won't be able to actually go live the day of Tuesday, the 14th, and actually stream the Wastelanders, but it's possible. That on the 14th, my plan is Xbox on the 14th and PlayStation on the 15th. So for Wastelanders, but this week is just State of Decay 2 and Resident Evil 3. So
cool. And I am Trip Zero. You guys can find me on mixer.com/Trip0TV. I've taken kind of like an extended break a little bit. I haven't really streamed in the past 2 weeks because things have been rough with the whole transition to how everything is in the world. So, I mean, everyone's dealing with this. We all kind of empathize with what's going on. You need some personal time to get some things in order. So I'm going to be back on Monday streaming my normal weekly schedule for Final Fantasy 15. So I'll be starting it on stream that day. And I'll probably make my stream times 12 to 5 going forward, because I was doing 10 and I started to hit that mark a little bit. But with the way things might be changing with work and the way things are happening, I'm going to make it 12 to 5 and we'll kind of adjust as we need to go depending on schedule. So Monday through Friday, 12 to 5, Mixer.com/Trip0TV, and Monday starts the Resident Evil, the Final Fantasy VII remake, and I'm so excited about it. So see you guys there.
Have a good week.
See you.
Later.